Thanks for joining me. Today, I want to share how I've attracted wildlife to my backyard, to my home, even though we live in a very small house and our yard is not very big at all. But more importantly, how you can take steps to attract wildlife to your house, whether it's small, whether it's big, whether it's just apartment. So let's jump in. Now these days, although my priority is photographing wildlife and sharing about how to take better wildlife images, compared to years gone by where I shot a lot of landscape photography, I shot a lot of nightscape images. But when it comes to wildlife at my house, I can't really say that I've gone out of my way to bring wildlife to my house. It has just naturally happened. But it's not just click and the wildlife will come. You'll see in this video how you can take easy steps, and some of the plants that you can plant in pots or in the garden, 90% of our plants are in pots because our place is so small. So don't think that, oh, I can't put stuff in the ground so I can't attract wildlife. Our setup at our place is quite small, but it still attracts so much wildlife. And that is because we like have flowering plants. So we've bought a lot of flowering plants. We've bought shrubs that produce a lot of flowers at different times of the year. Not because we want it at different times of the year. It's just that this plant flowers in autumn. This plant flowers in spring. These plants flower in summer. And over that time, it's attracted so many different types of wildlife. By wildlife, I mean spiders, lizards, birds. You take your pick. It's attracted a multiple types of wildlife. Now here's a short video that I've compiled to show you what my backyard looks like, what my front yard looks like, and also I discuss why these types of plants really attract wildlife and how it's all come together to create a great wildlife environment. So this is the side garden here. This is where all our plants are. We've been here for close to 10 years now. When we moved here, we didn't have too many trees of flowers, but my wife really likes flowers and chilies and limes. So we gradually built up our garden and now it is teeming with wildlife. This is a chili tree here and the flowers are very small. Early morning, we get a lot of honeybees and also native bees. And along our side fence here, we have blue agapanthus. You can see there's quite a few flowers still here. And the bees and also the birds love them. And I was able to get a couple of photos of the noisy miners coming here early in the morning to check on the nectar. Same here with this kaffir lime here. It has fruit at the moment, but when it's in flower, it is just covered in honeybees. This little shrub here was just covered in native bees. It was just incredible to see. You can see we've got a lot of flowers here. And this just attracts the bees and other little insects, as well as honeybees. We also have other types of wildlife that live within our garden, like these cute little dwarf white spiders. You can see how small these spiders are compared to these flowers of this bush here. It's also very common during the summer months to have the St. Andrews spider making its web amongst the rushes in our backyard, as well as the little water dragons. We have a blue-tongued lizard that lives in our backyard. He hides away, but every now and then we see him and he's quite tame. He's got used to us. We have so many shrubs and plants that flower in our back garden that this brings butterflies. We have 3 common butterflies that we find in our little yard here. This other one here, which is a really plain Jane butterfly, and also this beautiful little blue butterfly. Now on the right hand side of our house, we have a 6-foot paling fence, and we have one visitor that we don't see too much, but we will see this fruity lizard on the paling fence. And the reason that we never see him in our backyard is that he cannot get underneath our paling fence and stays in the front yard. And we have a big golden cane palm, a bottle brush, and another big yellow tree. And this is where he stays. And this is Trevor. If you watch some of my videos, he keeps an eye on our pond. We have little mollies here, and something we didn't realize when we set up this pond was how important it was going to be. We've got a very small pond, only about 4 feet or 1.2 meters in diameter. We've got Trevor here looking over the pond. He's getting a bit old now. What this pond has done is that although it's attracted birds because they want to come and have a drink, some of them even haven't bathed. The noisy miners that love in summertime, they come here in the middle of the day, they're hot and bothered, and they come, have a bit of a splash. What it has done is help teach our daughter how nature behaves, because in summertime here it gets very hot, around 35 degrees Celsius. During the middle of the day, because it's so hot, we see bees come down. We've got water lilies there. The water lilies weren't meant to be there for the wildlife. They were just planted there because we like seeing the water lily flowers in summertime, but also it gives shade, it gives protections to our little fish. What this pond has done is being able for us to share with our daughter how nature interacts. Because when peewees and willy wagtails make their nest, they make their nest out of mud. What happens when it's very dry and there's no mud around? We live quite a bit of a distance from a creek. Where are they going to get this mud from? Well, they get it from our backyard, just as dirt. They bring this dirt to the pond, sit on the edge of the pond and wet the dirt. It becomes mud. They fly off and start building the nest. When they're busy building the nest, they'll be doing this every 4 or 5 minutes. As a pair, they'll just be coming and going. And it's just amazing to see for myself, but also for our daughter, that she goes, wow, Dad, I didn't know that the peewees made a nest like that. It's just a great way to show our children how nature interacts. We also have a little water dragon, and he likes to be right at the base of Trevor's legs. Keeps an eye on the area, and he also likes to sit on this frog here just to get a viewpoint of the surrounding area. A lot of people have pots like this with coconut fibre. I've just redone this pot, but you would be amazed to see how many birds come just for this coconut fibre. I've had to replace it because the birds took so much of the coconut fibre that the dirt was starting to fall out of the pot. Now, I talked about the little water dragon. I'm showing you this video here to show you that this is the bricks. You can see this is my hand here. This is a little remote for my fan. Take a look at this photo here. This is how small the water dragon is compared to this little remote. You can see the remote fits in my hand here. Butcherbirds are one of the few birds that we have that are here all year round. They've called our place home. They forage around the yard looking for small worms. Their species also hunt smaller birds, but that's just nature. In the rain, they just sit on this post that holds up our paling fence, sheltered from the rain, and they just like looking outside, looking at the view. And every now and then you'll hear their song, and it's just beautiful to hear. Once the rain stops, they just fly off, but every time it rains, they'll be back there on this post, singing their little hearts out and just sheltering from the rain. So this is our front garden here. Oh, and we have the resident magpie. Look at this magpie. I put all my lawn clippings here, and it knows that. So it's looking for worms because it's been raining, and the worms come up to the surface. There you go. It's just looking for more worms there in the grass. When this bollard brush is in flower, we have rainbow lorikeets. We also have the scaly breast lorikeets. They just come here and they feed off the blossoms here. And we have 2 big leopard trees here. They're so great for the birds. We have butcherbirds. We have willy wagtails that nest. We also have fig birds that nest in these 2 trees. And if one of the birds goes into another bird's territory, they have a squabble. And this year we had 5 pairs of fig birds nest in these 2 trees, which was just amazing. As you can see, you don't need a very big area to attract wildlife to your backyard, to your home. You don't need to be a green thumb. Just go to a nursery or to a big outdoor centre where they sell plants, and I'm sure they'll be able to help you. If you've enjoyed this video and it's been of help to you, give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. I'm really excited. I've just hit the 10,000 subscriber mark. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.